CDs. As a 90s kid, I bought plenty of them. All the way up to today, I always try to buy CDs as much as I can because I like to actually have the tangible album instead of just buying it on iTunes or listening, streaming elsewhere. But it's getting harder and harder. But I just have a lot of CDs, some of them quite rare, and some of them could easily just be thrown in the burning pile. But regardless, I'm going to be doing a new series here where I'm going to be showing every single CD that I have. And yeah, so this is part one of my CD collection. And we're loosely starting alphabetically. There's going to be some hits and misses in between, but regardless, starting with his last name, Adams, with A. This is Bryan Adams, 18 Till I Die. I remember my mom listening to this album quite a bit. I think Star was a big one. And that was off the Jack soundtrack featuring Robin Williams, if you remember that. Here's Bryan Adams' Icon, greatest hits kind of thing. Has all the classics, Summer of 69. Nice. Here's Anthrax, Return of the Killer A's, A-sides. All the great stuff in here. I remember listening to this quite a lot during the high school days. Now, who am I kidding? Even today. Here's Apartment 26, Music for the Massive. I've never listened to this CD. I got this in a bargain bin box, like blind box or whatever. But this came out 2004. Yeah, may have to listen to them at some point. Here we have one of the classics, one of the bangers, Aquarium. This has Barbie Girl on it. And yeah, it has Barbie Girl on it. It says down here, the song Barbie Girl is a social comment and was not created or approved by the makers of the doll. I mean, you could just tell this is late 90s, turn of the century style graphics and everything else, which is great. I love the aesthetic of this artwork here. Yeah, so there you go there. 1997, the classic. ATB Trilogy, which the song that made me buy this album is Tristan da Cunha, and it's just a great song. There you could pause and read a little bit about him here, but he's not that big in the States. I don't really think so, but he's big elsewhere. But yeah, I like ATB, so I have quite a bit of his stuff. Future Memories. Yeah, What About Us? That's a huge banger. Love that song. So usually how ATB has his songs, the first CD always has like vocals featured or some other singer over his stuff, and the rest is electronic, just instrumental stuff on the CD too. That's how he usually does his stuff. Here's another ATB album, Distant Earth. This is, I think, one of the last ones I bought of his because, I don't know, I just got bored after a while and it just kind of seemed a little mundane. But his earlier stuff is good, but this is the last album I bought, 2011. Here is Avicii, True. It has some bangers on it, I think. You know, Wake Me Up and some other ones that I'm sure you've heard on the radio. And of course, how can you not have the Baha Men, Who Let the Dogs Out? Not even looking, I want to guess this album came out in 2000? Yeah, 2000. All right, moving on, we have Tal Bachman, his self-titled release. Yeah, She's So High. She's so high, high above me. That's how I know this guy. He got his kids in the studio there, it looks like. I wonder where Tal Bachman is right now. This album came out in 1999, which is surprising because it seems like this should be like a 1995 album. Here's Bad Meets Evil with, I think, Royce the 5'9" and Eminem. This is a good album, actually. This came out in 2011. And here we go. The Backstreet Boys, the very best of the Backstreet Boys. So this has basically everything you need from their catalog. Backstreet Boys Millennium. Of course, I remember seeing this everywhere in Walmart back in the day. You go to the electronics section, you just hang out there while your parents shop, and you just see this all day sitting around. Let me guess, this came out like 99. Yep, there you go. Millennium. Alright, next is Bass Hunter. Bass Hunter, LOL, and that's made to look like Kirby there, if you could tell the character. We got another Bass Hunter, Bass Generation album there. 2009, this came out. It was a pretty decent album. Next, we've got the Batman and Robin soundtrack. All the bangers on there. Not. I say not because the Batman Forever soundtrack was a whole lot better. Beastie Boys, Check Your Head. This came out in 1992. This thing's ancient. Doesn't feel like it is, but yeah. Beastie Boys, once again, Hello Nasty. I remember when Intergalactic off this album came out, it was just played relentlessly. 1998. Beastie Boys, To the Five Boroughs. This was, I guess, their last decent album. And I want to say this came out in 2005, I think. Oh, 2004. Close enough. Here is Beastie Boys, Ill Communication. Has the banger Sabotage on there. Yeah, some decent stuff. Anyways, here is Beavis and Butthead, Do America, the original soundtrack. This is one of the first CDs I had as a kid. I got this for Christmas. This came out in 1996. Lots of great stuff on there. Here is Buck Truck, the second Buck Truck album, the Obama Mean Old Bailout Blues. I have the first album, Buck Truck, and it was just the most god-awful thing I ever heard. But it was something me and my friends would listen to, and we would just get into it. We just loved listening to the most horrendous music possible. And surprisingly, he made a second album, which was this. I've never opened it to listen to it or anything like that. There's the original, the Rappin' Trucker Buck Truck. But yeah, this is definitely something I want to listen to in the future just to see how horrible it sounds. Next up, we've got the classic Ludwig van Beethoven. Yeah, I've never listened to this in my entire life. Here I've got two Daniel Bedingfield Gotta Get Through This albums. I love this CD. A lot of great songs on here. This is almost like a greatest hits. James Dean, Gotta Get Through This, Friday. A lot of good stuff on there. Came out in 2002. I went through a Ben Folds 5 phase where I really liked listening to him. Not so much anymore, but here is Ben Folds 5. There he is, cornholioing. And I don't know, I really didn't find anything in here that was really that great to listen to. I don't even know why I own this album, but anyways. Here's Ben Folds 5, with the unauthorized biography of Reinhold Messner. I got this album because of the song Army. I really like that song. This came out in 1999. Here's an album I have no idea why I own. It's Boston's Greatest Hits. I guess maybe just to have it on standby in case a bunch of boomers come want to rock out. But yeah, Boston's Greatest Hits, 1997. Boxcar Willie. Here's Breathe Carolina, Hello Fascination. I love Breathe Carolina. This was back when the two dudes were part of the group, and one guy later on left, and the other guy carried on the name. This one came out in 2009. Here's Breathe Carolina, Hell Is What You Make It. This is one of my more favorite albums of theirs. Yeah, this is the guy who left the band. This is the guy who carried on the band. Wooly is a great song. Gone So Long is another good one. Chemicals. Yeah, there's just a lot of good stuff on here. 2011, this one came out. Here is Michael Bublé, Crazy Love. I don't know, I went through a stint of listening to Michael Bublé for some reason. Maybe because he was sung a lot of Frank Sinatra stuff, so I was wanting to listen to his renditions of it. This one came out in 2009. There you go. Another Michael Bublé, Call Me Irresponsible. Singing a lot of Frankie stuff there. Ah, yeah, Mr. Bungle, California. This is one of the best. If you were to buy any CDs out there, definitely recommend this one, or just listen to it however you can. Any Mr. Bungle album, I just want to say. Yeah, Mr. Bungle is just, it's up there. One of the biggest influences musically for me. This one came out in 1999. This was the final album from the original lineup of Mr. Bungle, too, which is sad. They only really made 3 big releases, but yeah, I guess they went out with a bang with Goodbye Sober Day. Next, we have Armin van Buuren, 10 Years. I remember buying this, and I think I was disappointed. I think now, since I've matured a little bit, I think I'll be able to appreciate some of this stuff more because I think it's mostly instrumental dance stuff. But I like Armin's other albums that I have here, I'll show you. But this one came out in 2006. Here is Armin van Buuren with Mirage. This is a great one. I think the song that sold me on this album was Utopia, which features Adam Young from Owl City. He does the vocals on here. And it's just one of the best songs that I could recommend anybody listening to. It's a great one. This came out in 2010. Ryan Cabrera, Take It All Away, with the one song, On the Way Down. I think this dude is married to or he's dating Alexa Bliss. I think he's married to her. Right, next up, we got 2 copies of the Beavis and Butthead Experience, but both of them are different. I don't know if you could tell the difference or not, but one is Canadian and one isn't. Not too much difference besides maybe some of the writing with the copyright and all that. Here we are with Ben Folds 5, the big album for them, Whatever and Ever, Amen, with Brick. I remember that song being played on VH1 forever and ever. Song for the Dumped is good. The rest, I'm just like, whatever. Here is Justin Bieber with Purpose. Now, before you start going, oh, you listen to Justin Bieber, hear me out. At least with this album, there is a lot of good stuff on here that is very, very decent. It's not his teeny bop and stuff. I would say always hear out anybody and then go with that. Don't ever let some other person's opinion shape what you like to listen to and consume. Justin Bieber, Purpose. This came out in 2015. Definitely a solid album. Here is The Birthday Massacre, Violet. I remember finding these guys on MySpace back in the day. They were featured on a Mindless Self-Indulgence album, so I decided to search them, and I found this album, and it just blew me away because it sounds like 80s synth metal. The singer is a chick, Chibi, and yeah, they look very gothic, very Eric Ravenheart type stuff, but they're cool. I dig everything. Best tracks on here are Happy Birthday, Blue, Video Kid. That's a good one too. Yeah, so there's quite a bit of bangers on here. Now, their next release, Walking with Strangers, is the one I would recommend. If you are to get into the Birthday Massacre, pick this album up. It's basically a greatest hits album when it's not, and so many great songs on here. The end track is great, Walking with Strangers, just so many great songs on here. Definitely a solid album, a 10 out of 10 album. But yeah, this one came out in 2007. It's another Birthday Massacre album, Pins and Needles. And In the Dark is a good song. Their later releases, they all kind of just blend together for me. This one came out in 2010. But they still make albums. I need to catch up on them. And here we go. The old classic, Black Sabbath, Paranoid. I'm not sure when this came out, but anyways. But yeah, 8 tracks. Everything on here is great. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Come on. Here's Blacklight Burns, Cruel Melody. This is Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit's side project. He's the guitarist, and when Limp Bizkit broke up for a little bit, at least he left the band. He started doing this solo project where he sang as well as played guitar. I remember the song Four Walls was played on radio for a little bit. But besides that, I mean, yeah, it's decent just to listen to in a certain weird way. There's another Black Light Burns album. It's The Moment You Realize You're Going to Fall. It's in one of these very shoddy digipacks. I don't even have... Oh, the CD is in there. Okay, I thought I lost that. I just thought I had the cover. But anyways, I listened to this a little bit, but I really can't tell you exactly if it's good to pick up or not. This came out in 2012. All right, next up we've got the Bloodhound Gang's single Mama Say. Has a few different versions of the song there. The instrumental version. Pure musical genius from the group whose lifelong dream is to meet Rip Taylor. 1995. Next, we got another Bloodhound Gang album, Dingleberry Haze. This is before they released their major title debut. So this one's pretty rare of a CD, to be honest. So we got Daddy Longlegs there, Jimmy Pop, Grover, apparently. That's Grover on the front. Where's the beer? Instead of Where's the beef? Then we got two Hooray for Boobies albums. Just a great album. This is where all the classics are. I Hope You Die, 3.14, Mope. It's the Ballad of Chasey Lane, The Bad Touch, or people like to think it's the Discovery Channel song. The 10 Coolest Things About New Jersey, which is basically a track that is silent. And nothing but the best. Here's Bo Burnham's Words, Words, Words. A lot of great stuff on there. He's a comedian, makes comedy songs as well. And this one came out in 2010. Here's Bowling for Soup. Let's Do It for Johnny. I don't know. They're a decent, I guess, punk rock band. This came out in 2000. Here is Bowling for Soup, Drunk Enough to Dance. This one came out in 2002. This has some pretty decent tracks on it. Punk Rock 101 is a good one. Emily, Bowling for Soup, A Hangover You Don't Deserve. This came out in 2004. This has the song I think a lot of people know, 1985. A lot of other songs on here are good too. And the final CD I will show you for this video is Bowling for Soup, The Great Burrito Extortion Case. And High School Never Ends is a great one on here. Val Kilmer is good. And yeah, a lot of other stuff. 99 Biker Friends. And this one came out in 2006. All right, well, that is it for this edition of my CD collection. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to spread all these out. And that is it. See you next time. Peace out.